Welcome to another episode of Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan and Friends. Here's your host, Russ McClellan.
Hey, welcome to Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan and Friends. How's everybody doing today in the land of, are we in COVID still? I think we are. The second surge of COVID, whatever that's called. It's always fun, but I know a guy who does not slow down in COVID or any other time since I've known him. He's from my hometown. Jason Brooks, I got you on the phone, right?
Hey, Russ, how's it going, buddy?
Yeah, and just so everybody knows what we're doing here and how dedicated you are to my radio show, and I am kind of envious. What are you doing right now?
We are fishing in the famed Buoy 10 down here in the Columbia River by Astoria, Oregon. So you've got me. Hopefully the wind won't kick up too bad, but you might hear some commotion if we hook into a fish. And if I accidentally hang up on you, it's because it might be my rod that's finally going off. We've been fishing for the last 3 hours and got one coho to the boat and had to let it go because it was wild. But we're down here fishing in the Columbia River.
Yeah, and you're calling a radio show. I love it, man. You know, you and I have become great friends over the years. We hunt in a same place in Idaho. I'm kind of a diehard. I go back over and over and over again, and just to tell me how old I am, because the mountains are pretty steep. But I thought it'd be kind of a fun conversation to have about hunting and fishing in north central Washington for those people that maybe are interested but don't know if there is or where to go. And I have a feeling you might be able to shed some light on that.
Yeah, you know, that's the best thing about north central Washington is the fact that you've got so much to do in the outdoors. You've got hunting, you've got fishing, you've got hiking, you've got snow skiing, you've got snowmobiling, snowshoeing. Just about anything you want to do in the outdoors is right there in the Wenatchee, Chelan, north central Washington area. It's just a prime area. And for the people that are coming into north central Washington, and maybe you've never done any of this stuff, you know, you don't have to just, go climb a mountain and get a big 30-06 or anything like that. You can start off with birds. They go on waterfowl and upland birds. And then, of course, with the fishing in the summertime there, who can beat going out there and catching a 25-pound Chinook and then going down to the Pybus Market later on that afternoon? I mean, it's a great place.
Yeah, and what I admire about you is that you're not wasting any time. You're always participating in your kids' lives, right? And whether it's playing baseball and chasing one of your sons or whether you're out hunting and fishing just about every species that there is, because about every other day, I think, you're out on Facebook killing something, catching something. So, tell me from your perspective what that has meant to you and your family and your kids.
Well, I grew up there in Chelan, and my father, of course, Al Brooks, was the president of the Lake Chelan Sportsman's Association for over 20 years. And so I kind of grew up doing all that stuff. I didn't know anything any different. That was my lifestyle. Our Disneyland was going up to Stehekin and fly fishing the Stehekin River. We did that every summer. And then come fall, we would fill our freezer with our deer. That's just how we ate. That's what we did. And so when I became a dad, it was just second nature. And, life has blessed me very well. I'm an outdoor writer and photographer. That's what I do for a living. And so I get to go play in the outdoors and take pictures of it and write about it in magazines. And my youngest, who's fishing with me here today, Ryan, he's been on several covers and stuff. He's been one of my main hunting and fishing partners. And then my oldest is a big baseball player. He's a left-handed pitcher for Puyallup High School, nationally ranked. He's got a college commit to an NCAA school. And hard work has paid off that way. And, I'm a Chelan Goat high school baseball player myself. So it's been good. But with that being said, it's because of where I grew up that I really think that it's led me to where I get to live the life that I get to live. Growing up in Chelan and hunting and fishing and hiking, that was just what you did. And that's what people do. And that becomes a lifestyle. And for anybody who's come over, from the west side to move to the east side, the biggest hurdle they have to get over is the fact that this is a country lifestyle. This is how we are. We were just talking in the boat earlier today about back in high school, taking our shotguns and our rifles and refinishing the stocks and wood shop. You can't do that anymore, but that's just how we grew up. That was what we did. It's a different lifestyle. You get to actually live life. It's the hustle and bustle is gone. You just kind of get to relax and enjoy things and really, really, I don't say take it for granted, but you get to take things for granted that you don't get to do in the city. That's why I like north central Washington.
Yeah, and then, there's a lot of people that have seen a lot of change. I was on another show with one of my agents, and I said, if I had a choice, I'd go back to the 80s. If my dad had a choice when he was alive, he'd probably go back to the 50s. But growth is inevitable, and it doesn't mean that we're going to lose that lifestyle. And one of the reasons for that is that we're pretty blessed with the fact that about 88% of the land in Chelan County is owned by the government in one form or another. So we kind of have a built-in conservancy already. And with that, you have these public lands that you can go hunt, fish, hike, snowshoe, all those things that you mentioned earlier. And that's not going away. So to me, it's pretty exciting. Like that portion of our lifestyle, even if we see a few more cars every year, which we will. I mean, there's a reason why we love it. And there's people that are moving here all the time. And I'm one of the guys selling it to them. So I get it. But what I think is cool for those people that have not grown up like we did in the Lake Chelan Valley, I would encourage them to start. And I know that you're a big advocate of that. And so what would you say to somebody that's nervous or that just doesn't know where to start? How do I get into it?
Well, I think the biggest thing is to go out there and just do it. Take a hunter safety course. Maybe even if you want to take up fishing, hire a guide for the day. You'll learn more in one day from that fishing guide than it'll take you 2 or 3 years to learn on your own. So you want to set yourself up for success. Like anything else, you don't want to just jump right in. You talk about baseball. Nobody picks up a baseball and throws a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. It starts with the basics. The same with hunting and fishing and anything with the outdoors. If you're coming over to the valley or coming over to north central Washington and you're from the city and you're not used to this kind of lifestyle, you start off slow. Go hire a fishing guide and go fishing for the day, and then realize what you have there in your own backyard. And same with like hunting. Take a hunter safety course and go out and go quail hunting, go bird hunting, something that you can do for the day. And then, from there, you're going to progress. And the unique thing about it, both, you and I, Russ, grew up in the Chelan Valley, is you look at the Chelan Valley and how it's growing, and people like growth, some people don't like growth, those kinds of things, progress, whatever you want to call it. But jump in a boat and go up lake. Nothing has changed up lake for the last 150 years, 200 years, eons, since we've been there, since they put the dam in, I guess, and raised the lake level a little bit. It's the last 100 years. So go up lake and see what we're talking about. Get away from the town, get away from all the people, and just get up there and see the natural beauty of it all. And you kind of get a taste of it. And so I think to start, you might want to just start slow and take it all in. Go for a hike. Go, for a boating adventure. And then from there, see where it takes you. And keep an open mind. That's the biggest thing with today is, a lot of people don't have an open mind. They come to the valley from the west side or from someplace else, and they're not used to a kid in the FFA raising a steer for the fair. They don't understand that concept. Go to the county fair. Go walk through those barns. See those kids working and see the work ethic that they've instilled. Mr. Pearson was my advisor back in the day, and, I still think of that man to this day, of all the work ethic he has taught me and what it takes. It's a country lifestyle.
Yeah, I mean, we're blessed with a lot of fishing guides, a lot of hunting guides. The things that you can also do is just go to Hooked on Toys in Wenatchee, talk to Sean and Aaron in the bunch, and ask them what they think. Or just, one might say, well, how do I get up lake to the other end of Lake Chelan? Well, go to the Stehekin boat that takes you, Lady of the Lake, right there at the landing next to the water slides. You can just get on a ferry boat, basically, and it'll take you up there. There's a fast one, there's a slow one, and spend a day and come back. It's really not that expensive, and bam.
Even go up to Mission Ridge for the day. You go up there even in the summertime and, go for a hike up there in the slopes and stuff. Go up top of Blewett Pass. There's, Leavenworth is well known in the area for its little tourist shops and everything, but you got some phenomenal hiking up out of Lake Wenatchee. Just go for a hike.
Yeah, it's funny what the outdoors will do for you. A few years ago, we were in Idaho together around a campfire, and tell everybody what we did and why we did it.
It's just who we are. I mean, in all reality, it recharges our batteries. You are a very, very busy man, and so am I. And you just kind of get caught up in the hustle and bustle of things. And when we fly into the backcountry with the airplane, so when we touch down and that airplane takes off, it kind of hits you that there is no work to be done other than sitting back and enjoying and relaxing and hiking. And it's a different type of work, don't get me wrong, but there's no thinking of deadlines and contracts and those things, because you can't. And that's why we do it. We go back there, and it's one of those things where it kind of reminds you of who you are, where you've come from, and what life is really about.
Yeah. So Jason, you're writing for what are you writing for? 5 or 6 magazines, or maybe way more than that now. I haven't talked to you in a while.
I'm on staff with 7 different publications right now. Plus, I do freelance work as well, and I also do freelance photography. So, I do quite a bit.
Yeah, well, it's a fantastic opportunity, and if you're ever around and want to know more about what Jason does or how he reads, you get a hold of me, and I'll be happy to connect you with Jason Brooks. You know, he's one of the very good guys. And
thank you. Go to me on Instagram too, Jason Brooks Photography.
Yeah, Jason Brooks Photography, truly some phenomenal. But again, you know, Jason, you're not the kind of guy that sits around and goes, you know, I don't feel like it today, because sometimes I see your Facebook, your Instagram, and you're literally 4 hours away from somewhere, and I know you worked a shift the night before in your day job, and you just don't relax, my brother. You're just pushing.
There'll be time for sleep sometime down the road, I figure. So I always look at it. You know, play hard, work hard. That's my biggest life motto. I taught that to my boys, and you just really have to take it all in. Like I said, my oldest, you know, he's got an NCAA college commit, and he did that on his own. You know, he works out in the gym literally 6 days a week, 3 hours a day, just to throw a curveball. He's a left-handed pitcher.
Yeah.
It's all about work ethic. It's all about getting out there. And biggest thing though is enjoying life. And you learn real quick that you got to get out, you got to enjoy it. And North Central Washington has that. It has it for everybody. That's the best thing about that location is you can do so much there that you can't do it all. You can try. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do it all.
Yeah, well, it'll
never happen.
It's inspiring. All right, brother. Well, I'm going to let you go catch the world record salmon and have fun with your buddies. Thanks for calling in on a boat on the Columbia River.
Thank you, Russ. Take care, buddy.
All right, have a good day, buddy. See ya.
Keller Williams.